My name is Harlem Jones. I'm graduating from Thurgood Marshall Academy. I'm going to be attending the University at Albany in the fall. I'll be majoring in psychology or accounting. I started street squash in 2016 and I was about 11 or 12 years old. I found out about street squash through my friends, Justin, Avalon, and Gael. They kept on referring me and recommending me to join the program. The very first day I arrived at street squash, I felt kind of nervous. This was a whole new experience to me, and that was in the same year that I actually moved to New York from Houston. So it was just that was the first new experience, and then this was just a totally new one outside of my school life. So I felt nervous but anxious. Every single moment here, good and bad, it kind of shaped me into the person I am today. You know, we had a lot of good moments, but we also had bad moments, or we got caught not doing the right thing and things like that. But the staff here always corrected us in a loving way still. You know, they never condemned us for anything. They just taught us better, showed us how to do better, and kept giving us that second chance. A particular staff member, of course there's many. You know, I only feel love and respect and kindness from all of the staff here. But a specific staff member that stood out to me, I would definitely have to say Miss Monique. Miss Monique, she is like a second mom. You know, she's always on top of me, telling me things that I need to do. I need to make sure I stay on top of my game. And in middle school, I used to be Miss Monique, you know, it's just oh, Miss Monique's just being mean. But then over time, I just realized it was out of love. It was out of genuine concern. And Miss Monique she had the biggest impact, I feel on me, because she always pushed me to do better. And I could always come and talk to her about anything. Anytime I was feeling uncomfortable, anytime I was upset, she would always pull me to the side, speak to me. So I would definitely have to say Miss Monique. She's like second mom. Some of the friendships that I've built over the years is definitely what everyone knows. My friendship with Justin, Avalon and Gael, of course, also. You know, and it's built our friendships because it's we're all really competitive. So you know, this gives us something other than your typical sport, basketball, football, things that we're also good at. But this is nobody was really good at this. We were all brand new to this. So it's it was just interesting to see how we all advanced and all got better at different speeds and different levels. And that also, you know, contributed to the competitiveness of the sport. And that's why we took it so serious. But it's definitely impacted my friendships in a positive way. Because kids that I went to middle school with, maybe some of them that I wouldn't have even spoken to, I came here and it's you know, they were always pushing us to make new friends. So I go have a conversation with this person, and it's oh, we have a lot in common, like that. So it impacted my friendships in a positive way. You know, a big part of street squash is just never giving up. You know, if we're speaking honestly, I've been thrown into matches where the odds weren't in my favor, let's just say, or you know, matches where I was expected to lose, but it was still just to mold me and to mold my mindset. You're not gonna always win. You know, some matches, some battles that you know you won't necessarily win, but it's about how you bounce back from them. It's about how you try to learn from them. You know, it's not always about winning, it's about learning from your experiences. And I feel squash has taught me a lot about that, especially being that I took a big break from squash, and as soon as I came back, just to play in the high school nationals was just a big experience for me. I feel it's changed me by giving me more hope and optimism in negative situations. You know, because that's really what it's all about. You know, we're constantly learning the things that we learn here is bigger than squash. You know, you have to learn how to apply it to your everyday life. So I feel squash is just, well, like I was saying before, you know, I'm not the best squash player. So I feel squash has kind of taught me how to lose gracefully and how to bounce back, how to learn from my losses. Went to the high school nationals, we got second place. You know, that was an emotional experience for everyone. But squash, nobody here gave up on me. Everybody here still was lifting me up, and it kind of taught me to lift myself up. I feel like that's how squash has impacted my personality. Well, one of the most memorable moments I had at street squash was when they sent me to Exeter, because at the time I didn't realize like how impactful that was to even say that. But I went to Exeter from 8th to 9th grade summer for about 4 to 6 weeks, and it was truly an experience. They opened new opportunities for me because Exeter alone, like just the name, opens doors that wouldn't normally be able to open, from my environment. So it's like I thank street squash for that. Well, another memorable moment that I had from street squash was my very first teams tournament. Because everyone was like super excited. I was going with all of my friends, and it just like that moment really showed me what street squash was about. Not once did they say like it was all about winning. And it kind of seemed like they didn't care about winning. They just cared about showing us that opportunity, giving us the opportunity, making sure we were having fun. And like that was one of the moments where I realized like street squash is bigger than just the sport. Street squash started off, as kind of, I wouldn't say a burden, but it was unknown to me. And I just didn't always want to come here. But over the time, like it grew on me, of course. Squash is now like a second home to me. It's like the people that work here are more than staff. They're like family. They treat you as if you're family. And I just want to thank Street Squash for everything they've done for me. It's kind of emotional moving on, but Street Squash is one of those places that this isn't the end. Even after I graduate, I know that I'm gonna still have like much connection to this place, and I'm grateful for that. If I was talking to a middle schooler who's never known anything about this program, I would tell them that Street Squash will change your life. Like it's opened me to so many new opportunities, opened so many doors that wouldn't have been open had I was playing another sport, a more common sport. But street squash just shows you like the actual sport of squash, on top of all of the homework help, all of the academic support that they provide, all of the help getting into colleges, the scholarships, the grants. Squash as a sport opens many doors for you. It gives you many opportunities, like despite your skill level. And street squash has shown me like, another side basically of life. I'm gonna miss it.